So, why should you be viewing cybersecurity as an insurance, as an incentive? In this case, it's the only control, either technical or not technical, that will pay for itself during an incident. Like I said, within 24 hours, you can get a check. You can get teams on the floor that you don't have necessarily in-house. They'll also take care of lost revenue in a lot of cases as well. It's also one of the few controls, I don't want to say the only control, but one of the few controls that what we'd say would provide you with exculpability, whether as a security leader or as a CISO. Because you can say, after doing an exercise like this, I know what my cybersecurity impacts are, I know where my risks are, I know the quantification of my risk. I know what my security program does, I know where my strengths and weaknesses are, I know how mature or not mature I am. And oh, by the way, just in case something really, really bad does happen, we're covered. We got this. The safety net, the under-frequency load shedding is able to be taken care of. We are not going to completely go under as a result of this. And it's one of those controls, too, that as you implement it, it gets cheaper. It's not something that necessarily you'll get the pocket money of, because the person who buys risk is typically not within the security department, so that budget probably still gets spent somewhere else. But the company itself will have lower deductibles, will have an easier time of getting insurance as security matures and gets better. And so notionally, if I were to take what cybersecurity risk looks like and I start adding controls and capabilities to there becomes a point in time when the investment in technology becomes too complex or too overburdensome, or I can only do so much with the budget that I have. In which case, you may want to start looking at transferring that risk over to an insurance company, maybe self-insuring. There's a lot of people who do that too, depending on how big your assets are. And it notably decreases your risk, right? Because it's doing that payback function. It's covering those things that the technical controls can't. And so over time, you can find your risk decreasing as a result. And then brings you back to the boardroom, to the risk committee, to the discussion of, with the CFO, with the COO, the people who do finances operations, what is my cyber risk? Are we managing it? Once I do all these patches you say I have to do, will I be better or worse? How much more do you need? What more money do you need? Where are you putting your resources? You can have those conversations with the same dialogue and in the same terms, especially if you start using the dollars as opposed to the red, yellows, and greens.